Man, I got a serious problem. Serious problem. Hit up thedragonspec.com, pick up a pair of glasses, shift knob. It helps with funding this type of build. Use code CHD this month and get 20% off your total order. So go hit the Dragon Spec up and help a brother out. What up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Welcome back to the channel, and we're working on the 91 DX, of course. We've got some goodies that we're going to be putting in the car. JDI Ghost Key. JDI was kind enough to send us out some stuff. We've got the Ghost Key, and we're going to be also putting in a main relay conversion with kill switch, as well as the Ghost Key. We've got a lot of this interior stuff torn apart, which you're going to see. So I've been filming through the week. Go ahead and catch up, and we'll meet you back here in a second. All right, we got the bumper off, and oh, love bugs. Fuck you. Anyway, so we got the front bumper off and we taped it up and blacked out the grill. Looking pretty good so far. Again, we're still on the fence about if we're going to black out the molding. I kind of thought about maybe doing that with Plasti Dip so we can always go back over it. But so I'm going to pull the tape here and looks pretty good. Okay, just to catch up, we've got the bumper grill painted and a temporary lip. Or a lip that I actually had. I don't even think it's an actual lip. I think it might be from a garden aisle or something like that. Anyway, I just got the cowl off and the wipers off. Obviously, all that's going to get sprayed nice, fresh black. But look at the years of dirt and everything else that I'm about to vacuum up. It's all vacuumed up. Gonna clean that up, spray that thing black, and get that thing in place. We blacked out all the molding, everything here. This looks absolutely great now. The wipers, the cowl. All right, to catch you guys up to speed, I've got this thing in the garage, obviously. Did a nice little clean, rearranged job here. So what we're working on here is the engine bay side of things. I sprayed the grill black. Got a front lip on it that's black. I sprayed the cowl black, which is looking really nice. And what I'm doing is I'm going to start pulling everything, not everything, but pulling a lot of things out of the engine bay for right now. Because I need to make sure that this thing has... Oh, don't forget I did all this black too. Looks great. But I need to get the AC diagnosed and situated. But also, this thing's a little stinky. Just from, age, like dirt and dust and things like that. So what I'm going to do is, there is no Freon in the system. I'm going to drop the box, the air box, the fan, and clean all of that. And before I can drop all of that, I need to disconnect the lines against the firewall right there. And before I do that, I need to pull all this intake and battery stuff and just make sure all this stuff is correct and working out here. So I'll catch you up as I move. So everything's looking good as of right now. If you notice, I've got a bunch of parts here on the side, and that's because, and I've got a lot of things pulled out here, and that's because I am diagnosing the AC. And whenever I do anything with the AC, I pull all this stuff out. And you can see that there's a ton of trash in here, and also in there as well. Looks like someone replaced the expansion valve once on this thing. So we're going to clean all that out before we put it back in, give it some new seals. But there's another reason. If you notice here, there's some discoloration here from the fenders being from a different model, different color model. Same thing with underneath the hood. And for that, we've got some things over here. If you notice here, I saved this gauge cluster from the EFSI. I put a poll up on Instagram asking if anybody wanted to see me put, a factory style cluster or like a DC2 or something, and everybody kind of voted for the factory style. So I think that's what we're gonna do. We got a couple boxes here. First one, we're going to open up This is pretty simple. And this is something I ordered. So we've got paint here mixed up. We've got base. Yeah, we've got paint that we're gonna spray for the hood, matching and touch everything up. So that's for that once we get everything kind of cleaned up in the engine bay. Also got sent out some decals from our friend. Who's this from? Who could it be from? Who could it be? Oh, he did a great job at, well, he even licked the envelope, jeez. Okay, got some Civic and even a CRX decal from our good friend, say VTEC too. Ooh. Good friend, CRX Seth. Big thanks and shout out to CRX Seth. We're gonna be putting this on the center garnish when we get all of that situated. The final box. You can tell from Resto Tuner, he sent me out a shirt. Stickers and decals for this EF hatch. Let's check it out, it's even the right color. Super boss. Extra shirt. Oh, daddy, choke up. And fresh taillight gaskets, which we're definitely going to need on this thing, I'm sure. And, oh wow, hooks a brother up. Radio bezel, nice. I might actually put a block off in this. And super exciting, they've got the new zinced hardware that is literally nearly identical to the OEM hardware. So if you guys are looking for that stuff, go check them out at restotuner.com. Big supporters of these guys, love what they do. And then of course he sent me out some black valve covered acorn nuts, some silver acorn nuts, some little tiny 8mm distributor bolts, which I believe that's what those are, freshly zinced, rear lower control arm bolts, strut upper control arm, D-series intake exhaust stud kit, and upper fork, strut upper fork bolts. Sweet, cool. So thank you to Ben and those guys over at Resto Tuner for sending me out this stuff. We're definitely going to use it and put it to use on this bad boy. And we have one more thing that we've picked up. Now, there's this thing, obviously. The seats are kind of beat. So the solution for this is a couple options. And again, this is a budget build. We're waiting on some other things, but we have a brand new set of seats. Now these are the bucket style NRG seats. They're gonna go in this thing once we're ready for them and we get the seat brackets. Planted is really, I think, the only company that makes them. I think PCI also makes a set, but these are gonna go into the EF hatch eventually. But for the Tail of the Dragon trip, I actually have here a planted seat bracket that I ordered a long time ago for the DA. So I have a planted seat bracket for the DA here. I'm going to use one of these because the seat that I was wanting to put into the DA still not ready. It's not available. It's not going to be an NRG, but just for the time being, just for the trip and for the event, I'm going to put one of these seats in it because these seats, I don't care what anybody says, they're actually really good. You cannot beat them for the money. Yeah, the ones that are reclinable really aren't that great of qualities, but these FRPs are really good. Okay, so here is the evaporator. Absolutely filthy. You guys have seen me clean this before. It's a little O-ring in there. It's actually really clean on this side. It's filthy on this one. So we're gonna take it out of the box, or at least get the top of the box off, and get all this junk out of here, clean it up as best as I can. Alright, got all the clips popped off, all the screws out. Clean all this with like some purple power and get it real clean. This thing smells like weed. Okay, so the box is clean. So is this thing, about as clean as we can get it. So she looks great. It's been cleaned with Simple Green and Windex and go over with a little toothbrush comb and try to get all the little dirty crap out. But just gonna let this and air out. And then there's this thing here, making a damn mess. Jeez, Lord, baby, Jesus. Okay, whatever. Okay, the box is all cleaned up. Hopefully the fan is not causing too much audio. It's all clean in there. I'll be honest with you, this thing stinks a little bit. I'm thinking about getting a new one, but I don't know. They're getting a little expensive. I cleaned everything out, put the box back together, and she's pretty much good to go. Now on to this nightmare. I'm just gonna clean this up. It's kind of a pain to really film this. And I've done this in other videos before. You can go watch. Did this to an Integra. You got to pry these clips off, pull any screws out. It's a box that opens. Be very careful of this because you damage it. The fan speed won't work. Okay, let's catch you up on what's happening here. I took this thing, a little wheel blower thing, off, completely cleaned it. It's super clean now, and I cleaned all of this. This thing looks like $1,000,000 now. Still a little dust on it, but as far as the system, it's pretty clean. There we go. We just need to put the screws in it and stuff. Yeah, we're gonna reinstall all that eventually, but just to bring you up to date on what's going on with all of this, it's like Pandora's box. I just can't leave well enough alone. So I want to get all of this stuff that's not teal or Tahitian. And so I've pulled all the bolts and everything out, and then same thing. So I'm gonna get all of this Tahitian all the way around here. I'm just trying to get everything as clean as possible, and I'm like taking it too far already. It's my problem. Anyway, so it looks like at some point this thing had a core support put on it at some point, because you can see the red here. But whoever did it the proper way, and what's really strange about this is that you would not know it. This thing drives stupid smooth and stupid straight. And of course, you've seen I've done the bumper and everything, and I've got it back on. But now I'm like, I need to pull it back off because I want to go ahead and take all of the front end off, spray this. It's like, it's an obsession. It's like one thing after the other. All right, so let me catch you up to where we're at. We got the bumper and filler piece over there. Hood underneath has been cleaned, pretty good. We're not going to worry about the hood right now. We are worried about the front end. So I've got the bumper off, and as you can tell, this core support was replaced, and whoever did it did a great job. It is welded on, it's square, it's proper, everything's good. But you can see the red underneath it. So at this point, you know, because I'm just trying to get to work and get busy on this. I've got my plastic masking. I'm going to mask all this up. You know, because I really just want to do the inner fenders and this across here. I've got the middle piece behind me, and we'll probably either do that separately or place it on there when we spray it. But I'm going to go ahead and get everything nice and masked off. All right, we got everything taped up, and I've just kind of dusted everything with a quick little spritz of primer. Yeah, just moving quite along here. So far, I really like this primer. We got just hope the color matches pretty good. That silver little spritz, you know, so when it goes in here, especially with the zinc hardware, ooh, she's gonna look good. I'm not really sure if I'm gonna spray the underside of the hood, or at least I'm not gonna spray the underside of the hood with what I have left. I don't know if I wanna go so far as to start on the hood and then run out of paint halfway through. I think that would look terrible. I think just having it like this is not really that bad, especially once it's clean. You almost don't notice it. For real, that's gonna have to be another thing to deal with. I'm gonna have to order more paint. But this paint kit I found on eBay. So you can literally go on eBay, type in your paint code, and they will mix it for you in a can. They'll give you a base coat and a clear coat to send with you. I think I paid like 60 bucks shipped for all 3 cans, which is a little bit expensive, but the results look pretty darn good, especially, you know, once it's all said and done. I mean, this is just looking magnificent. Just the camera doesn't do it justice. It's so much shine, and it's much darker in person, you know, much greener in person. There's just so much depth to it, and that hardware just absolutely pops. I mean, just looking at this, it's absolutely phenomenal. And of course, it's like, damn it, I want to drop the whole engine, strip the whole thing, spray the whole bit. We can't do that. I can't do that. I can't go that far. Over here, if you notice, there's a little line. We're going to be touching up all of that right there and on the side and stuff. And we're going to be doing the back firewall, touching up all that, getting that nice and clean. So this is looking good. I'm going to keep putting it back together. And just that hardware is absolutely magnificent. It's really going to look good when it's done. Okay, so this is looking amazing. And of course, I can't leave well enough alone. So I've stripped all of this down. I'm going to hit this little corner so that it looks just as clean, because I can't take it. I'm going to pop these nuts off. Pause on that one. And then I'm going to tape up the strut. And then, you know, cover everything up. But I'm just gonna take it to the 10th level. Fuck it. So the obsession continues. All right, I've got everything pulled off, cleaned up, and then I just hit it with a little bit of primer, let it dry, and then we'll move to paint and then clear coat. Okay, we are looking good. We just finished spraying the clear coat over here. It is still drying, and it is looking fantastic, I must say so. So what I'm gonna do is just move. I'm gonna do the back firewall next, and then this side. It is working out really well. Yeah, we're gonna let this dry, come back at it tomorrow. Here we are. This engine bay is looking absolutely fresh with this hardware. Resto Tuner really knocked it out of the park with this new hardware. Looks so good. So if you can tell, this is all nice and dried, and I've got new Resto Tuner hardware right here as well for the upper control arms and the struts. I put the black caps back in, and this corner of paint is just looking phenomenal. What I'm doing is I'm just kind of going around this way, and I'll be honest with you, it's tempting me so badly. It is tempting. It is so tempting to not just want to just drop the whole swap, do the whole bay, tuck everything just like I did with the DA, but I'm trying not to let it get away from me. Even though it really wouldn't be much effort, and we could really get things nice and clean. I've just got to control myself. So we're not in a rush to sell this. We're looking at maybe, you know, selling it eventually later on this year after October, or if we finish in October, whatever. But again, we're in no rush, and we have a lot of things to do as far as this as a project. I'm not sure if I have enough paint left over to do the underside of the hood, just because I don't want to run out of paint. So I may order another kit of paint and make sure that I have enough paint to paint it properly. So anyway, but I'm really happy with the result of how this came out. As far as, you know, out of a spray can, it looks phenomenal. And of course, looking at the valve cover, you know, it's gonna have to come off, and we're gonna have to redo that bad boy. And I'll just redo it black, of course, just to keep it nice and clean and simple. I know a lot of this is talking, but you know, that's part of doing these cars. It's the planning involved and making sure that, you know, we do what we want. I'm still on the fence about maybe. All right, so we've got everything removed off of this side. Little tip for you, a lot of people leave these little plugs in. I pull them out because Oops, sorry. I pull them out because once you're done painting and you put them back in, it just gives it that nice finishing touch. So I'm gonna go ahead and start cleaning this and taping it off, prepping it. So we can go ahead and spray it, knock it out. Man, I got a serious problem. Serious problem. All right, so I have removed the cowl, the windshield wipers, the windshield wiper controller. I've got all this cleaned, and I'm just gonna basically start here. I'm gonna cover this up too. If you notice I'm using rags, it's just because it's an easy way. I'm gonna get real close up. I'm not trying to go full on perfect paint job. Just touch it up. You can see little scratches and, you know, all that stuff. So it's gonna look just as good as this, I promise. I'm pretty strategic with it. I'm not looking to go ham on everything. So I'm gonna tape it up a little bit more, put some more towels down, and then spray it down. All right, I think we're ready to go. I hit primer in a couple of spots where I thought it needed it. And again, don't worry about all this up here because the cowl's gonna cover most of that up. I'm just trying to hit that back scratched up wall. And, you know, we're just gonna go and move as we can here. On paint, just looking good. We're gonna let this dry and then clear coat it, and we're gonna be done with the bag. Okay, got a bunch of the hardware on, got the cowl on, we've got the map sensor on the back firewall there. It just looks absolutely gorgeous, and it looks better in person than on camera because everybody knows Tahitian green pearl is a green, and on camera it just looks blue. It's crazy, and this zinced hardware just absolutely pops up against it. I've got the headlight bolts just sitting there just so I can account for them. I can't recommend Resto Tuner enough. You guys probably hear me say it all the time, but it's just, especially if you're just trying to bring back your old school car. Once this gets done and put all back together, it's just gonna look phenomenal. One thing I forgot about was the battery tray. So I need to get that cleaned up and spray it. I hope I have enough paint left to spray that bad boy. I think I have just enough. Yeah, just moving along here. And like I said, I'm not looking for absolute perfection. I'm just touching it up so that when you go somewhere, you pop the hood, it looks good. These headers are D-series and they're wrapped and they're absolutely hideous. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with them. Oh my gosh, guys. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Just look at this. So this engine bay is absolutely turning out phenomenal. Let me know in the comments below. So let me know in the comments below whether you think that I should like wire tuck this thing or just keep it stock. I'm very excited about this and how it's turning out. It looks really good, just like this. It's gonna be a shame, once I put all the wires and everything back over it, whatever. But let me know in the comments below what you think I should do. Obviously we're gonna get to the valve cover later, and big shout out to Resto Tuner for hooking me up with this hardware. Go to restotuner.com and check out their new hardware. It's damn near identical to the Honda bolts. So the washers, are on there. So like it's just like a Honda bolt, as well as the fresh zinc stuff that just looks so good. It's hot out here, it's cooking. So go hit up restotuner.com, check out their new hardware and decals and all that stuff. I'm going to be using more of their stuff as we go on, as well as the JDI push start and main relay conversion is getting put on in the next episode. I'm not sure how much stuff I'm going to get done in the next episode because I have to leave tomorrow to go to a funeral. It is what it is. I'll be out of town for a couple days. It's no one in my family. My girlfriend had someone pass away in her family, and they'll be sorely missed. with that being said, I will be back, I think, Sunday to get back to work on this thing. So I don't know how much time I will be able to spend Sunday and Monday on getting things ready, but parts are coming, parts are on the way. Also, hit up thedraginspec.com, pick up a pair of glasses, shift knob. It helps with funding this type of build. Use code CHD this month and get 20% off your total order. So go hit the Dragon Spec up and help a brother out. I'll be at Tail of the Dragon October 8th and 9th with all the classic Hondas on the Dragon guys. Bunch of people, LHG, JDI, and Honda Pro Jason. I think we're trying to get Eric the car guy out there too. But anyway, so that's where we're gonna end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace out. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram and keep up with the build.